Welcome back, Mina, to Mega March. What episode is this?
Brainbot.
Episode 23. Brainbots. I didn't know there was an S in it. This whole time I kept calling it Brainbot, and then the episode starts, and it's like Brainbots. I'm like, who did this?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm confused about that too. It's called there's only a singular brain bot in the episode, but the episode is called Brain Bots?
I don't know, but we welcome Twitch back from Reploid REVO. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, thanks for asking.
All right. And I think the other brain might have been Darkman, because he has the little brain case.
Oh,
like,
right.
like Brainbot does.
That's such a weird thing, though, because it's completely irrelevant to the episode.
That was a
Absolutely.
very, far-fetched way to name an episode.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's just get into it, and I wanna preface this by saying probably the best looking episode.
Yeah, weirdly,
It was gorgeous.
I thought Mega X was always like the best episode, just from my memory. But I never really watched, I guess, Brainbots in like a long time because everyone loves Mega X. But looking back at it, this is consistently like a really extremely well animated episode. The shading is consistent all throughout. Mega X has like really good shading on and off.
Yeah.
But this had really smooth animation, consistent animation, and just overall, everything was just great. Like, this is one of the best produced episodes out of the entire series.
Oh, yeah. I wrote down...
sorry, Mega X, I need to take that away from you.
Yeah, I think this might be my new favorite episode.
It's way up there. It's definitely
really
a great
good.
episode.
But, I mean, we'll get there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So, the episode starts, and the first thing that Light says kind of baffled me. Because he said he'd been working on this invention for a year, and this is the first thing that he's done that didn't take just a weekend, like in every other episode.
Yeah, like, inventing a freaking time machine.
Yeah, just a weekend project.
Yeah, whatever, the time machine. Yeah, I did it over the weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody should be able to do that, first off.
I mean, if you're not a loser, you could do it. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. But, I mean, the invention's Brainbot, he's there right from the beginning, and one thing I love is that he's got a slim design. Like, he's still got the muscles, but, like, the forearms and the, like, calf area, like, they're not Mega Man big. They're just kind of, like, they're X8 sized, like, they're slimmer.
Yeah, that's a good point of reference, for anyone not living in 1995. But yeah, he basically looks like Mega Man, but green, and like slimmed down, so like he doesn't look like a fighting robot. He just kind of looks like a scrawny robot. They definitely play him to be like an awkward nerd. In the beginning of the episode, they give him like a weird like Einsteinian German accent, which he somewhere along the line loses. And, he's
towards the end.
He figured out, he was so smart that he was like, it's not catching on. I need to adapt.
Yeah, pretty much. But he's basically a nerd. He looks just like Mega Man, which, this is important. Basically, he's green Mega Man with glasses and a thing on his head. It looks like a little viewport for like the innards of a computer or something. And it was funny because in my notes I said Dr. Light makes a brainbot, looks just like Mega Man, but he's not considered his brother. And then Roll's like, I think he looks cute. And I'm like, oh, now it all makes sense.
It's full circle, baby.
Yeah.
Full circle. Dr. Light was like, okay, you two have had enough sexual tension in the air for 2 seasons. I need to remedy this right away. So, of course, the first thing he does is make another robot that looks just like Mega Man so that Roll won't complain. But he's not technically Mega Man's brother, so it's not weird that Roll thinks that Brainbot is cute.
I don't know, I'm gonna have to go on Maury and get some blood tests done and see circuit test, right. Just see who the actual parentage is, because
Dr. Light, you are not the father.
So, one thing that I wanted to point out, I made a note of this, is when he's examining Rush because he's like, "Oh, a canine robot, fascinating." He says Rush has 50 million gigs of memory.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about
that. I did the calculations on that just now with the help of something that's not Google. Just kidding, it is. 50 did I say 50 million?
50 million.
I said 5 million. Hold on. Let me fix my typo.
Oh no.
50 million. Oh my god. That's 50,000 terabytes of data.
Wow.
So a terabyte, if you guys are not familiar with that term yet, for any of you out there who still live in like 2007, a terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes. So if he has 50 million gigs of memory, holy crap. That is, I mean, here's the thing though. I would say that sounds ludicrous, but we are dealing with a hyper-intelligent robot dog that has a saxophone that follows him everywhere. So, for all we know, that's an accurate amount of data given the complexity of the robots at hand. I don't really know. I have a friend who's actually going to college to learn how to develop robots. I'm gonna go and have to consult her with this and ask her, like, is this an accurate amount of data for a robot of Rush's advanced nature? And I'll have to see what her answer is, and I'll be sure to let you guys know before this episode goes up, so we can put like a little tidbit in there somewhere, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah,
yes, it is, or no, it isn't.
Yeah, that's an insane amount of memory to me, and that's not even like hard drive space. Hard drive space would be like, I guess capacity or something. Memory seems to imply RAM. So like he has that much space in his
and he's able to fly
and transform. Oh my god, it's insane.
So I mean, it makes sense if you analyze it that way. You know, he needs all that.
Is Rush the new best character?
He needs all that that horsepower to really be a
exactly
a horse.
Jet dog horse.
Okay.
Yes, and
he was a horse in one episode.
Rush was great in this episode, I gotta say.
Rush was great, and so was best character, but we'll get to that a little bit later.
I have notes in here. I don't know if you guys can decipher these. It's just Rush's barking. It's just boof, boof, boof. Because I just thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
Like him actually barking.
Just him barking is just hilarious to me. I don't know why.
You know, speaking of Brainbot messing with Rush, like he puts wheels on the bottom of his feet, and then the way that it's animated with Rush rolling around and trying to get his balance and stuff, it looked so good.
Yeah.
That's the first of many times I wrote, this looked really well animated, or this looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so happy to say that about, you know, something in this show, that it's consistently blowing my expectations away. Like, I'm not a very vocal person when it comes to like reacting to stuff, but there were so many moments in this episode where I'm just like, whoa, like out loud. It was great.
Yeah, I was legitimately excited watching this episode, and not in like the haha, yeah, watching Mega Man. No, like I was like, wow, this is a really good episode. I noted several times in my notes that the animation and shading is great. The animation is really fluid. The jokes all land. The slapstick is excellent. Everything was just, man, 10 out of 10. I might like Mega X just because I love Mega Man X a lot, but as far as overall production, I think this episode surpasses it.
I'm right with you.
Surprisingly excellent. I was not expecting that.
This episode also kind of confirms that Light is in the New York area, because you know, when they show that map of
oh yeah
when they're figuring out, oh, Brainbot, I must get him.
Yeah. Well, let's preface this a little bit. They want to fly Brainbot all the way to California for like a conference, or to be with another scientist or something.
Yeah, he's gonna run the lab at this secret. It's a top secret lab in California. They don't say what it's for.
That
which
turns out to be run by Dr. Cossack.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of looked like him.
You mean Dr. Kane? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, maybe it's like a mid relative of them.
Maybe. Yeah. The purpose of the lab is irrelevant. The point is, that's the plot. Is super smart robot. He needs to go to California, and the episode is of Mega Man and Roll's journey to transport him across the country. And I think they get like half of the way until Dr. Wily has one of his cameras floating in the sky somewhere. Which I guess this confirms they have to be Batantons, because how else did
you know,
They have to be,
there
yeah.
was another episode that I did with Grab Shiny. You weren't in on it.
No,
But,
I think I was.
Were you?
Was I? Yeah.
No.
I think
Yeah,
I was.
yeah. It was
Yeah,
the one with
yeah.
the wizard, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wizard.
The
Wizard?
magician.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there is
What
an
episode
episode.
am I
Hold on,
missing out on?
There's another episode with a magician. Watch that one later. But it shows the camera pan back at one point, like in the beginning, and it's a Batonton, and then it shows Wily's like monitor, and he sees what the Batonton is seeing. They should have just done that in the first episode, so then they never have to do it again. Instead, they wait like 18 episodes or something.
Well, I guess they figured the episodes don't ever show in order, so maybe they'd get... I don't know, but you're right.
Yeah.
That explains everything, and
That explains it.
Yeah, it was really good to see. But yes, continue. I didn't mean to go on a little tangent there.
Oh no, I think it's all good. So Wily scans the jet plane, or excuse me, the plasma jet, because everything runs on plasma power in this universe.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's funny that, I mean, it was cool that you get like a neat cross section of Brainbot. That was cool. What I thought was funny is that Dr. Wily is like, "Oh, if I could steal that Brainbot, I could come up with even more unstoppable plans." But meanwhile, I'm just thinking to myself, you were stopped literally every single episode.
Yeah, your plans aren't. You need a Brainbot from before day one.
Yeah. On the plus side, though, I did want to say the jet actually looked really cool.
It did.
It was neat. And another thing that I just need to read this out of my notes. Brainbot sounds like a German droopy dog. Like, you know.
No, it's a. Scheist.
Scheist.
Scheist. Scheist.
Oh my god.
Oh no, that sounded really angry. But Robot Masters of the Week, Snake Man and
There's a lot of them.
Dark Man, yeah, and then
It was. I love seeing Darkman just because he's not a typical robot master.
he looked like a cross between a robot and like merman body, and then
He looked
robot
like
arms and legs, like
Dark Manta.
you know, like
Manta
Mantis,
Ray.
Mantis head, Aquaman's
guy. Was it
Aquamantis? No,
it's like the Manta.
The Manta or Dark?
He's got his face.
I don't know. It's Aquaman. Just who cares?
Yeah, he was Aquaman's enemy in robot form.
Man
isn't
Ray.
he a robot already?
No, he's a guy.
Oh, he's a guy.
He's a guy in a
He's a guy with a
suit.
mask.
Leon's gonna like crucify me if he watches this.
Yeah, he's our comic lore friend.
I always thought his name was Dark Manta or something like that. Something.
Oh.
I don't know.
Black Manta. I'm pretty sure
Black
that's it.
Manta. That's what
Okay.
it was. Whatever.
Also,
If we're wrong, I'm just gonna cut this part out completely.
I still don't care because it's Aquaman.
somewhere in Aquaman fans like, oh. Anyway,
That's Aquaman fans everywhere.
But I love Mega Man 8.
Oh, shut up, you.
Also, Brainbot's an idiot.
Like there was one point. Just hold on. Just before you go on, there was one point. Like I'm writing the notes, and Maria just goes, "Brainbot's an idiot," and I just wrote it down, and I attributed it to her, and I put 2019.
Yeah, there's a
just such
part where
know-it-all.
yeah, he acts like a know-it-all, and he's like really. I mean, I guess this is kind of funny because it's playing up to like the kind of I don't want to say stereotype. That seems like the wrong word. That he's like really smart, but he's socially awkward and like doesn't know how to like do things. So I mean, at least the heroes aren't too mean for him about it. But like it's funny because he's like, "Oh, this jet would be able to operate at maximum efficiency if we reverse the polarity of your something, whatever." So he presses a button and the jet almost like falls out of the sky.
Yeah,
and
it was like
that was the stabilizer.
Yeah, yeah, and at that point,
That was when you said
that
it.
was when I said, I was like, Brainbot's an idiot. Like every scene that you see him in, he's like, oh, let me fix this and make it better. And it's it's not even broke. Like, why even fix what's not broken?
Because you have to work at maximum efficiency.
I thought it was, well, I mean, we'll get to it later, but I just like how Roll stops him at one point, and he knows better than to question Roll, so...
Yeah. Did you
Lest
notice...
he get her vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get
But
there.
did you notice also that every time like Mega Man got mad at him, it was progressively like just more furious.
Okay,
Because the last time he is like, "Don't touch anything."
Yeah. Just so annoyed. It's so funny.
It was so
Speaking of Mega Man's anger, there's a part I need to talk about when we get there. You might know what it is when we get to that part of the plot, but man, Mega Man, I have to reserve myself because holy crap. So Proto Man and every other robot in this entire episode, they start chasing Brainbot in a single jet, even though even modern jets can only hold up to 2 people. They fit 4 people into a single jet.
4 robots.
One of them is Guts Man.
No, hold on. It's 5.
Was it 5?
Yeah,
it was Proto Man 2.
Proto Man forgot to count himself.
Yes. So they give chase, and they're trying to shoot down the jet that they're in. And so I remember Cutman steps out onto the wing and throws his rolling cutter, and then Snake Man jumps out onto the wing and shoots one of his like search snakes. And the search snake operates how I would expect. Okay, it blew up, whatever. But then Cutman's blade also blew up. But I'm just thinking back to all the times his blades were able to cut everything in half, regardless of if it made sense or not. I mean, maybe, but then later Proto Man shoots the wing of the plane and it blows the wing clean off. And I'm like, how are you cutting things better than Cutman?
I don't know, but you know, when it came to that, Cutman and Snake Man, they shoot absurdly far and accurate. Like, that was impressive. Like, I get Search Snake could, like, probably lock on.
Search Snake makes sense, but
it went like a million miles, and it hit him. It was great.
I'm surprised that Cutman's rolling cutter didn't just swoop back and take down their plane they were in. like it does in every other episode.
No, they read the script in advance. They're like, oh, we have to get a minor victory right here. Yes, it's gonna work.
Perfect, exactly. So, with that out of the way, they're like, oh no, we have to capture Brainbot. So, Darkman summons the power of the Satsui no Hado and throws a little black Hadoken at Brainbot, I think, and he captures him in an electromagnetic net or something, which doesn't...
What? Wait, hold on. Was that after they landed, right?
That was after they crash landed.
Oh no, he was just shooting a ball of electricity. That's what it was.
Yeah, because there's a time later.
Do anything electricity. It can turn into any shape.
There's a time later when he gets caught in the net.
Yes.
Because on this one it's Proto Man shoots the engine of the good guys, and then Mega Man's like, oh no, Roll, take over. You know, me and Rush are gonna go take care of this. And this had one of my favorite bits of animation. Because, Mega Man flies out, and then there's one just really quick thing. He kind of loses his balance for a second, and then, gets going, and then the action starts, and they're all shooting at Mega Man, and he's, like, dodging and flipping, like, almost falling off. It's doing, like, the goofy, like, anime, like, whoa! He's, like, flapping his arms, and it's got big old bug eyes.
Yeah, there was nice motion, lots of exaggeration. It was great.
It was great.
It was really good. This whole episode had excellent action. It makes me wish the budget for this episode went to Mega X just so it could be a little bit better. But this is cool because now we end up with 2 great episodes instead of just one really good one. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Did you see when when Mega Man knocked Cutman and Snake Man, like, sort of off the wing where they're holding on to it. And Snake Man only has one hand, so he's just holding on. He's just got a dangling buster.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
And, like, his body's, like, hit, like, you hear the sound of his body, like, hitting the wing. Like, that was, like, beautiful sound design right there.
Yeah, this episode was excellent in, like, all areas. Who the hell did they... I gotta look at the credits again, because that was really something... That was really... It was
so good.
Great. So I remember Mega Man shoots down the bad guy's jet on the back of Rush, and I remember they're all like, "Oh no, we're gonna crash!" And Proto Man playing it cool as hell. He's like, "I gotta hand it to him. My bro's a really good shot." And I just my notes
just about to bring that up.
My notes just say Proto Man, just kiss Mega Man already.
Yeah, just Just take him now.
Just kiss him already. I know you want to.
He loves him.
Oh my god. So, again,
This is the part when Brainbot gets captured.
He gets captured by the do anything energy, which can turn into any shape they need for any given situation, as we'll find out later. And then Dr. Light. Yes, exactly. And then Dr. Light sends in the new toy commercial for Mega Man. This is the only time I've ever, weirdly enough, in one of the best episodes of the entire series, where I felt that I had a toy that was coming right up and flicking me on the forehead repeatedly. Buy this! Buy this toy! Come and buy this toy! See how cool it is? Look how it stands up and creates jet skis. Buy the toy can't do that, but you're gonna pretend it can. Please buy it.
The all-terrain vehicle thing?
The all-terrain vehicle thing.
It got named in an earlier episode, but I forgot what it was called.
Here it was called like the Land Chaser or something.
They're going for the Ride Chaser, but they're not quite there.
Something like that.
Well, before that, Mega Man's like, oh no, we gotta find Brainbot. Good thing I have this tracking device. And it was, like, I think it was the exact same design as the gun that Wily used to take over the robots.
It's the same gun.
It was? Okay. It just, it had a top and had more features.
Yeah, it had a windscreen just in case, because, you know,
a windscreen.
You might be reprogramming robots or tracking them at extreme speeds.
Yeah. Oh, there was such a funny part at this when, you know, they've got Brainbot in a, you know, in the warehouse or whatever, and then Wily comes on the TV and he's like, alright, I gotta do this right. He's like, Cutman, Gutsman, Protoman, Snake Man, Dark Man! And he, like, has to take a deep breath. He's like, you idiot!
That's such a good part.
It was so funny.
It really emphasizes the silliness of having man at the end of every robot name. The gasp for air, though. Oh my god. My, on that exact same part, there's like silence while he's naming all of them, and then he's like, you idiots, don't you know that Mega Man's on his way? And they're like, what are you talking about? And he's like, that robot has a transmitter and Mega Man is tracking it. And then after he says that, all of a sudden it cuts to him to show that his head is flashing, but it's going like beep, 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 like repeatedly, and I'm like, hold on a minute. You mean to tell me he's been beeping this whole time and you guys didn't, like, you didn't notice? Like, I mean, how come in games and movies and TV shows, bombs or tracking devices need to flash red and make an obnoxious beeping noise? No, that's so obvious. Like, if you're going to track something and not let anyone know that you're tracking it, you make it silent and you don't make it light up, you dummy. Like, the light... Well, what purpose does the light...
It was flashing.
It was flashing and beeping. It was making a repeating beepy noise.
Well, I mean, this is coming from Dr. Wily, who has the apparently audible silent alarm.
That's true.
That we see in Mega X. So I think the standard's really low here.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that logic is really silly. I wish more people would address it and just like have it beep like twice for the audience to be like, oh look, that's the thing, and then just have it go silent. But no, they have it keep going, and it's right in his forehead where everyone can see. Oh my god!
They just wanted him to shut up so bad.
We heard the silent alarm.
You heard the silent alarm, but you couldn't hear the audible tracking device.
Oh, when you put it in that context. Well, you know, this episode they had Snake Man. And Snake Man is like the dumbest man according to many episodes, but he's also in Mega X, so there goes my point right out the window.
That's true. In the same scene, I just wanted to say every scene with Brainbot in captivity is the funniest thing ever. I just love, he's like captured and he's like, oh, these electrical restraints would work better if you were to decrease the voltage and increase the amplitude. Quiet!
Quiet!
That was so, like, every time. It was hilarious. Every single time.
Oh, yeah.
But, it happens a lot.
It does. Brainbot gets captured a few times. But so this is where Mega Man busts in, and
Yeah, with his Landmaster tank, and he just...
Yeah.
Oh,
and
so...
he saves Brainbot and just gets out of there.
Well, before he does that, this is the part I was talking about. So, Mega Man is storming Wily's hidden mountain base in the Land Chaser, and I don't know why, Mega Man gets furious. Did you see the close-ups on his face?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They didn't animate the shots coming out of his like little Landmaster tank. I mean, maybe like one or two, but multiple times it would close up on his face, and he's just like, and like it would play this like laser noise followed by an explosion to indicate that he was shooting the door down. But I'm like, why is he so angry? Like, this was so intense. I was intimidated. Like, most of the time Mega Man would do it with just like a determined look on his face, or he would be like neutral. No, but here there was these intense like Dutch angles and zooms on his face, and he was so angry just to shoot down a door.
Well, Light trusted Mega Man to deliver Brainbot, and he's like, I'm not gonna get my allowance!
Maybe this is just him expressing himself for his frustrations with Brainbot.
I mean, it's been 23 episodes that he's been fighting Wily. You know, he's pretty fed up.
Yeah, he's so angry. If you can, please put up a picture so people can see how
it's there.
The unbridled rage Mega Man was expressing as he busted down the door.
It's there. Yeah, it happened quick. Like on and off pretty quick.
Yeah, because they didn't want to animate like the laser shot. So like you hear like pew, and it just zooms in on his face to show how angry he is when he shot this laser. It's crazy. So, the new toy busts in through the door, and the words flash, you know, now available at your local KB Toys.
Yeah, KB!
Yeah! And then Mega Man has, like, a showdown, I think, right? Doesn't he fight with them?
Is that this part?
No, I think...
I think on this one he just busts in.
Yeah,
and...
he busts in, he gets Brainbot boost using, and then they get the hell out of Dodge, and they're like, okay...
Speaking of Dodge, let's land in Dodge.
Let's see what's going on in this hotel, and he's like, Brainbot, I need you to make something.
No, it doesn't reveal this. Oh yeah, he's like, can't forget this, and it's the stealth suit. Like it's the same design from other episodes.
Yeah, so they park their strange vehicle, which the area that they park in, it's like this western town. I'm like, did they recycle this?
Well, no, they called it like something Gulch, because there was another episode. It was Red Gulch, you know, and it was like it was the same West Town, but this one had a different name. So it was like the rival city.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense though, given like where they were going. So you can tell they were getting closer and closer to California. Yeah. So I would put them somewhere, maybe like in Nevada, somewhere in like the Nevada desert area.
They're following the Oregon Trail.
Yes, exactly. I remember, you know, I think there's an episode about that where Roll dies of dysentery.
Rush, no.
Rush, no. I want to have a remake of Oregon Trail where it's that, but it's Mega Man delivering Brainbot to California, and then it's like you approach a river. Do you attempt to ford the river or float across by raft? And he just goes on like Rush Jet and just hovers across the river, like no danger.
You rush jet across, but you still lose 3 oxen and like 10 pounds of food.
Yes, exactly. 3 oxen and 10 pounds of food, and then you have to hunt for food, and Mega Man just obliterates all the deer with his plasma power.
That's so good.
This would be excellent. I want to see this.
But
ROM hackers out there, get on it.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay. So this part, everyone's asleep in the hotel.
Oh, one more thing before we get to that. Brainbot's lab coat keeps vanishing.
Yeah, that was like the only like art error that I noticed.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice.
It made sense when like I think they like crash somewhere, and then in Mega Man steals Brainbot away again with the Landmaster tank. That made sense. Like, oh, he crashed and maybe it fell off. But then it's back in the next scene, and then another scene later, it's missing again. And I'm like, you can't make up your mind on whether or not the lab coat stays on or off. Like,
yeah, it's usually in between close-ups that it happened.
Yeah, I mean that's it. That is like the only animation error that I can think of that even happened.
I kept looking at Snake Man's glove, expecting it to disappear, because that's like the biggest offender in this whole series apparently. Yeah. But nope, white glove the whole time.
Yeah, and
But anyway.
So they end up at like I don't know, MacGuffin Gulch, and they go to sleep there. And the first thing I thought was, why do the robots need to sleep? That's a little strange. But I mean, I guess
yes, I thought those same exact words myself.
Because they have brought that up in a few episodes that robots either don't need to sleep or don't need to sleep. But sometimes Roll does. It's like beauty sleep. She looked good in this episode, so it's been working.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
But it made this next scene funnier. But I think it could have been even funnier because the bad guys track him down, and Cutman cuts a hole out through the door, and everybody sneaks through except for Gutsman. He can't fit, so he just punches the wall down and goes through. And I really wanted the next scene for everybody to just be looking at Gutsman, just like kind of angry.
Yeah, that would have been excellent. I mean, on one hand, I'm like, why didn't Gutsman just stay behind? They could have snuck in and stolen. But then I was realizing for what's coming up, I guess it doesn't really matter what happens because the heroes' plan. Well, I won't spoil it, but the point is things went according to plan for the heroes in this situation. So they take out all the heroes and then they just steal Brainbot. Like it was well like organized plan for the WilyBot standards. Yeah, and so they get Brainbot back to Wily, and he's like, "Aha! I have the Brainbot. I'm going to download his brain into my supercomputer." And I'm like, I don't know how that will assist you in any way when you have the. I guess he wanted to download his mind and like not have like maybe he knows how destructive Brainbot is, so he doesn't want to have him have a body with arms. So he's like, I'm going to download all of your data into my computer, then your powers are going to be mine, blah, blah, blah. And then it turns out Brainbot was actually Mega Man. What Brainbot did was he whipped up a little holographic, disguise thingamajig. And since, again, going back to the start of the episode, Mega Man and Brainbot are pretty similar looking.
Yes, they are.
He does this thing and then pulls a good old Shyamalan, and it turns out it's Mega Man.
That was a good plan. I liked it.
That was a really good twist, and yeah, I really like that. Excellent twist, very smart plan. Mega Man starts, blowing up everything because he's Mega Man, and plasma power is just what the doctor ordered.
Yes.
And whatchamacallit, after all the fighting, Mega Man actually loses. I forget what happens exactly, but they do beat him.
Hold on. There was a cool point in the fight before the end of it. That like Mega Man kind of gets thrown or like gets blown up or something, and he lands on Snake Man.
Oh yeah.
And when he gets up, he copies the power. I was like, that's so smart. Just take it while you can. And then he shoots a snake, and I looked away, like I was writing something down, but I think he blew up the supercomputer with it.
Yeah, he blew up Wily's computer.
It was the computer. Okay.
And the point is, after the skirmish, Mega Man gets captured by Darkman's ridiculous Be Anything energy.
It's the Darkhold. He played X5 and he was like, "Oh, that's my name. I'm Darkman."
Yeah, the Darkhold is basically just purple Play-Doh, and it captures Mega Man. So Dr. Wily is like, I'm gonna destroy you, blah blah blah, and Gutsman's like, yeah, I'm gonna rip him apart, gonna turn him into a pretzel or something, and Wily's like, no, I need to defeat him like a Bond villain. I'm going to strap him to this recycling machine, and I'm going to watch him get crushed very slowly. And
hold on. When he brought up the recycling machine, he says, "This is where I send robots that I don't need anymore," and he says it surrounded by his robots. I kind of wish that they would have looked at him like all scared, because he just admitted that, like, I bet a Lek Man is in there,
It must be. Yeah, we don't.
He's been in one episode. He's dead.
Everyone starts tugging at their collars.
Yeah.
So, here's one thing. I understand, and I also don't understand why this next part happens.
All right.
So, Mega Man is getting crushed in the machine. Fine, that's very evil. We all recognize your genius, Dr. Wily. It's fine. And then Mega Man reminds him, and he's like, well, they're on their way to California by now. There's no way you're gonna stop them. So Wily's like, crap, he's right. We need to go and get Brainbot. But here's my problem. Wily has Mega Man pinned down to the machine, and he's like, "Oh, I better go get BrainBot because then I'll be able to fulfill my master plan." But wouldn't it have been better to just make sure Mega Man did die after you put him in the recycling thing? Because then BrainBot would be irrelevant.
He was arrogant.
I mean, I get it.
He had the day one, and he's like, I'm out of here.
Like, part of me is like, I get it, he's pressed for time to get BrainBot, but the other part of me is like, wouldn't destroying Mega Man have, like, regardless of BrainBot, you could just steal BrainBot from the defenseless laboratory, or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, Mega Man would have been out of the way, and then you could have won, and all you had to do was just make sure he doesn't break out of the restraints, which, by the way, Mega Man just literally breaks out of the restraints, so...
he makes a bank shot off the wall, and then he makes a reference to Minnesota Fats Pool Legend, and I was like, oh.
Wait, did he really? I didn't
yes.
guess that.
Yeah, he did. He was like...
I was wondering if that was...
He was like, he wasn't like, take that, he was like... It was like...
Eat your heart out or something.
Yeah, eat your heart out, Minnesota Fats, and I was like, Minnesota Fats Pool Legend.
That's crazy that they would reference, because, like, so my dad never watched the show with me because it was just too unintelligible for him, and also it was on at like 6 in the morning and he was asleep. So I was up getting ready for school and stuff with my mom because he worked a different schedule. So he never saw this, but I bet if he saw that he probably would have laughed because he was a very avid pool player. So I've sort of picked up on the hobby a little bit myself, but I didn't catch it the first time. Also, what did his shot bank off of? Like nothing?
The wall?
How come his shots bank sometimes? Yeah, that's what it was. He set his Buster to low power mode so it would reflect or something, and that's what happened. That makes perfect sense because, of course, this show is just MacGuffin's the show.
Yeah, but you know what? This part leads to best character doing best thing.
Best character.
Because, you know, Mega Man's like, oh, I gotta catch up. Mm-hmm. Good thing Dr. Light is sending me a new flying vehicle. Because Roll is riding on Rush. So they're like he's out of the picture. Mm-hmm. And BrainBot has the stealth suit that can also make him fly. So Mega Man has to wait on this
I think it's a different stealth suit, because last time the stealth suit was like a big, like, triangular shaped black glider. Here I think it was just a flight suit. It was like a purple thing with like wings on it.
No, like there was another episode that had the stealth suit that it looked like that. I mean, like there might be multiple stealth suit designs.
I don't know. It's just the thing to sell toys.
Yeah, watching these out of order gets really confusing when it comes to stuff like that. But anyway, he's got a suit that flies and it also shoots missiles.
Yes.
But so the robots start attacking Roll and BrainBot. And Roll busts out the trusty ham cutter and shoots it when they're like shooting a missile towards her, and it just cuts the missile in half. And I'm like, Roll, you're the best. You're the best character.
Roll like, really is.
Who needs Metal Blaze when you got ham cutter?
Yeah.
Honestly, she is like the strongest character. She's secretly the strongest character in that universe.
Yeah, that's why in the first episode she's like, I have to go. And was like, "Oh, Roll, you're a girl."
And then when they actually capture BrainBot, girl just like sucks him up with her industrial vacuum, and
she's got that super suck, man.
Right off they're flying.
She straight up like Mega Maids them off of the thing.
Yes.
So BrainBot gets caught in a net. Another electromagnetic net that wasn't from Darkman, and then he accidentally like tumbles onto the top of the jet, and they're like, "Oh, how do we shake him off?" So, Roll.
How dumb.
Roll activates her vacuum, which sucks BrainBot off of. Not only does it break the net somehow, but it also sucks him out of the thing and pulls on his face. And I'm just thinking, Roll, you ripped a person's face off last time with this thing. If you were able to lift an entire robot body off of an airplane in the air, going who knows how freaking fast.
Exactly.
How did you not destroy BrainBot in the process?
You know, she's got that strong but controlled suck. That's why she's the best.
Oh Lord.
And speaking of suck, here comes Mega Man in the new machine, the new airplane thing. And he's like, "You didn't kill me after all. I'm gonna shoot missiles at you." And then it blows up the Skulker, but it falls apart slowly.
It was the funniest destruction of the Skulker I've ever seen.
That's not what blew it up. Brainbot blew it up.
Okay, so let me
Yeah.
a quick recap of this aerial engagement. They're chasing Roland Brainbot, and Wily is like, I need to use precision aim so as to not damage my Brainbot. And then he proceeds to fire a missile at him. So the missile explodes point blank next to Brainbot, which I thought he was gonna shoot like a little laser to like disable the wings on like the. No, he shoots a missile, which just goes, and he starts falling out of the sky. That's when he nets him. He accidentally swings up on top of the Skulker. Roll gets them free, and then Mega Man is giving chase or whatever, and then Brainbot fires a missile at the Skulker. And he's like, "Ooh, a homing device!" So he hits the button to turn on the homing device, and the missile turns. The missile nopes out from hitting Wily, swings around, and starts chasing Brainbot. Now, here's my problem with that. Okay, number one, you might be inclined to think, "Oh wow, Brainbot, you're a freaking idiot. Why would you press that button?" Number two, who the hell designs a missile system that homes in on the thing that shot it?
Exactly.
That's exactly what Maria said.
I was like, "What the heck?"
That's on Dr. Light. That's right up there with his other inventions, like a university for robots.
Oh my god, don't even get me started.
They built a school!
They built a school for... I can feel the motion of your hands, like, waving at this thing. You're waving at this figurative concept. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, I can see it.
Oh, man.
So the Skulker gets blown up by the missile because Brainbot decides, well, if it's gonna chase me, what I can do is I'll fly at the Skulker and then dodge at the last minute, action movie style. Actually, in a nice bit of animation, he does this. He did a cool thing where he's flying at the Skulker, and I thought he was just gonna like awkwardly swoop out of the way, but no, he stops. Like for like a split second, reorients himself and then blasts off upwards. And I'm like, oh, that is how that missile would have. Because if he just swooped up to avoid the Skulker, it would just keep chasing him. So that was cool that he like had to stop point blank and then like blast off out of the way. And yeah, it blew up the Skulker, which I thought was funny because we actually see the aftermath inside the Skulker and everyone's just charred like anime style. And
then it shows the outside and it just falls apart slowly, like the jaw falls off.
When the jaw fell off, I thought it was just gonna stop there and that would have been fine, but then the whole thing just breaks.
Yeah.
And it was like really intricate because like each part fell off and like screws and stuff would fall out and it would like show visible damage from where the thing that fell off was. Like, good job, show. I'm so proud of you.
This episode, like I said, was really, really weirdly well produced for...
Yes.
I have no idea why.
I thought that was going to be the last moment that I was like blown away with, but we still got one more.
I have a couple more that I like, but... Oh, you go ahead, I'm sorry.
If I may add, Brainbot, like, I was just like, oh, like, the entire episode, I was just like, Brainbot, you're such an idiot. And then his redeeming moment was he does something idiotic by hitting the homing button, and then he flies... trying to find a way to fly away desperately from this stupid missile. And then later he realizes, and you can see it in his face, like there's a moment on his face where he's like, "Oh, I have an idea," and you're like, "Oh."
And then the theme song started again.
The theme song starts, and he goes towards the Skulker, and I'm like, okay, Brainbot, you've just redeemed yourself. You're not a complete idiot.
Yeah, you did it.
That was a smart moment. You did it, Brainbot. You turned one whole gear in your head, and now you had a good idea.
Yay!
The first one of the episode.
Yeah, but okay, so this is when Mega Man flies in. It's after the Skulker is defeated.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "Oh, here I come, guys!" And then he starts shooting at him, and it shoots like Cutman, and Cutman flies and he hits Gutsman, and just for a second you can see Cutman's cutters cut. How many times can I say cut? It cut Gutsman in half on the way down.
Oh, like, you're right. I didn't even catch that.
Because then
for a split second, like if you
second,
like if you blink, you'll miss it. But like you see Cutman like launch into Gutman.
Gutsman. He's fat.
Sorry,
Gutman.
Gutman.
Launch into Gutsman, and I was like, whoa! He just like cut him in half, and it's like a small like explosion, maybe, I don't know. In my mind, I thought there was. And then later, as they're like escaping,
when they're running away,
you see their like bodies like jumping, or like just falling apart. And at first, I'm just like, well, how are their bodies even moving? Because I mean, they don't have any limbs. Because you see their bodies and their limbs like kind of like running after Wily, and I'm like, who cares? This scene is awesome. It
was so good.
That was an excellent end little. Oh, one more thing. Right before the Skulker actually falls apart, I have this in my notes. It did the thing from the intro. It fired the laser beam from the intro.
Oh
sequence.
Yeah.
They even animated the beam just like in the intro. Like it wasn't like a traced over it. It was just clearly referencing. It was just the
same. Yeah, same style.
That was cool. And another thing I thought was great is when they land and Mega Man's trying to blast all of them, like you said, he hits Cutman. But watching all of them try to dodge Mega Man's laser fire
just running back and forth.
So funny. My notes literally say, ha ha ha, the Skulker was amazing when it fell apart. Followed by, ha ha ha, Gutsman running though. Followed by, oh my god, all of them running though.
Yeah.
It was so good. Just all of them doing these goofy little run at it. Like the Ministry of Silly Walks in fast motion. It was great. It was so funny. And then, so after they run away, because now Mega Man has the upper hand, and Wily doesn't have anything anymore, they do finally deliver a BrainBot to Dr. Kane, or whoever the hell that's supposed to be. And he's like, oh, thank you, Mega Man, for your delivery, da-da-da. And then, what the heck did he say? I think Mega Man says something like, oh, I have one piece of advice for you. If you ever need a lift again, call a taxi. Wink. And that was a nice little joke to end on. And it was cool seeing BrainBot, like, hooked up to a thing. Like,
yeah.
I guess if I had to justify BrainBot's idiocy throughout the whole episode is that he has a very powerful computer built into him, but he himself is just a moron.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that.
He lacks common sense.
He lacks common sense, but he's really smart. Like, as my dad would have said, he's like, you have really good book smarts, but not very good street smarts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
something like
this
that.
episode, it was really, like, putting BrainBot over. Like, it seemed like Season 3, he would have been a recurring character. Because, like, more than any other character of the day, he was really put over.
It's, looking at BrainBot again, like, it just makes my brain, like, kind of turn a little bit, and I'm thinking to myself, is this Quint? Like, what is going on?
It's Captain N Mega Man.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were doing. They were trying to make a subtle commentary on how awkward Captain N Mega Man was.
Mega Brain!
Mega High! So, that episode was excellent, I have to say. Of all the episodes I've ever seen, this one beats out Mega X in terms of production quality, and I wouldn't say it beats it in terms of story, because it's not like the most interesting story, but I'd say it's the most well-paced story. It's got really good humor. There's just, I don't know, everything about this episode is good. I give it a solid 11 out of 10. It is really great.
So good. Yeah, I think aside from not having Mega Man X and like Vile and Spark Mandrill, might be my favorite episode, because the whole time I was just engaged and I was just having fun.
Excellent story. I mean, it's a simple story, but it's one that's easy to follow. It's not confusing. They have a simple mission. You don't need to go into all the crazy details. It's not like 4-dimensional chess like Robosaur Park. It's not convoluted. It all kind of just makes sense. And then at the end of all of this, you were greeted with probably my most favorite of the weird ending theme songs.
I wrote that down. It's actually pretty good.
It sounds like it belongs in a Tony Hawk game. That's what it sounds like. It was an interesting ending theme. I mean, I don't normally like it when they play anything other than like the karaoke version of the intro, but this one was kind of interesting just because it was like it belongs in a Tony Hawk game. Yeah, so, this was a great episode. Good story. Humor was great. I liked that there was a lot of robots in this. I felt like Darkman was an odd choice because I don't think he's a robot master that has a power, so they just made up a can do anything power for him.
Yeah, I mean, they needed someone that can have a net, and they're like, we've used him before, and he can hold things.
I feel like they picked him because they don't have to animate his mouth when he talks. Maybe
That's true.
That's just like, they just make his eyes glow, and he's like, whenever he says something, so that's like a thing. My closing notes on this was, this was a really cool episode, it was a nice twist. And the note that I think encapsulates my entire feelings for this is just I am legitimately excited. This is such a good episode. It was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
This episode exemplifies what a Mega Man cartoon should be.
Yes, I agree. It was fantastic all the way through.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
Like even like in a lesser episode, a character like Brainbot wouldn't have worked because you would have been like, oh, I hate this guy. Just in the episode, where are the Lion Men?
Stupid and pointless was what he would have been.
Mm-hmm. It was just masterfully done. Like, good job.
Yeah, it makes me really yearn for like another show of this quality and this kind of animation and humor that I don't think we'll ever get it in my lifetime anyway. But there's something to be said for shows like this, and I really don't think Ruby Spears Mega Man gets enough credit because everyone looks at the strange redesigns and everyone's like, oh, that's that weird ugly Mega Man show, and I'm just like, yeah, but everyone's lapping up Fully Charged now because they have some self-referential humor in there. I mean, not that I'm dissing Fully Charged, I'm just saying Ruby Spears was really great, and it formed my opinion of what Mega Man should be, and I think the producers on the show fully understood what Mega Man should be, and they did an excellent job. So if I haven't said it enough in all my previous episodes, good job, Ruby Spears. You guys are amazing.
Yes, I loved this episode and I love this show. So
it was a good one.
It was really fun. So I don't think we can sing the praises of this enough without this video being 6 hours long. So yes. I think this might be a good place to cut it. So if you haven't seen this episode, go watch it. It's really good.
Yes, this one is a must-see. You've seen the worst, which is Curse of the Lion Man. You've seen the best, which I would say is Mega X. But I say this with an asterisk. Brainbots is
that's the biggest flaw of the episode.
Yeah, that's honestly my biggest flaw of the episode is that it's called Brainbots and there's only one of them. Go look at this. Go watch this. This is right up there with Mega X. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's up there with Mega X and The Beginning, which is also a very good episode.
Also really excellent episodes. Good.
Well, I guess we're getting out of here, so thank you for coming. Twitch, thank you again for coming, especially on this one. This was probably one of the most fun discussions that we've done.
For sure. I loved it. It was great, and I'm always happy to do these with you guys, so yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah,
no problem. And everyone out there, thank you for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow, so have a good one.
Alright, good night everybody.
Good night.